Hi, this is Carl again from Glendale. Today we're going to be talking about starting your own business. This is Coco, by the way. Coco is almost 15 years old. Yeah. So he's pretty long in the tooth, but he's special. He's a very good dog. Starting your own business, I highly recommend it to the right people. But if you're not the right person, you should recognize that in yourself and not do it. Because the big thing about starting your own business is the responsibility that comes with it. Because not only are you putting yourself out there, you're putting your family out there, and you're putting your employees out there, and you're taking on a tremendous load. It's up to you to make payroll. It's up to you to pay the bills. It's up to you to make money. It's up to you to make a profit. And there's, at the end of the day, there's nobody else to blame it on. You can't blame it on accounting. You can't blame it on human resources. You can't blame it on anything because it's you. And so there's a huge amount of satisfaction that can be had when you're successful. But there's a huge amount of disappointment that can happen when you're not. And besides that, there is a great deal of worry. Because like I said, it's all up to you. So you gotta worry about it. You gotta be sleepless at night, thinking about how I'm going to do this and what I'm going to do. And, if you're not willing to do those things, you shouldn't have your own business. Now, I'm somebody who's had both. I've worked for big companies. I've run big organizations. I ran a division of a company that, we sold yearly over $80 million worth of eggs in my group. And we made good money. It's entirely different when it's your company, it's a low company. And I mean, it can be a few $1,000s you're making, not $80 million you're making. But it's in some respects, it's more stress. And you don't have that huge capital and infrastructure that you have when you're with a larger company. If I was to start a company today, it would be something to help old dogs, but I don't know a whole lot about that, so I'd have to do a lot of research and get some help. And that's the biggest thing I can say on anything like that. Get as much help as you can, because there's no crime in you not knowing what's going on. The crime is you're not doing something about it. So get help. That's important. And there's no shame in it. And if you can find somebody who can coach you, that's even better. It's not always easy. And you have to say what you do what you say. So, is what I found works for me. It may not work for you. I don't know. It's up to you. But that way people trust you. And when people trust you, they're willing to do extra stuff for you. And I know that's true for me. I mean, I've got, some business contacts and so forth that I'll help and do whatever I can for. But there's also people who aren't like that. And so every time I'm doing something business-wise with them, I'm always ready for some extra problems or failure. And that's not a good way to succeed. The way to succeed is when somebody can trust you entirely and they don't worry about, if you said you're going to do this, they know it's done. And they can go on and worry about other things. They can worry about the other guy who's not doing his stuff. So, and I mean, everybody's, the perfect example of that is contractors. Contractors and remodeling houses or building houses or whatever, never show up all the time, never get it all done, never do things on time, always want more money. And, if you're like that now, in choosing contractors, we don't always have a whole lot of choices, but you know, if somebody's like that all the time, you tend to go, somebody else, let's try something else. So try to avoid that. And, you know, I would also recommend picking something that you're passionate about, because it's a lot easier when you're passionate about it to justify the worrying about it in the middle of the night, or having to get up early or stay up late or whatever, because it's something you so care about. And I mean, you care about it because it's your business, but also care about it because you're interested in it. So, you know, I highly recommend you pick something that you're very interested in. And you should, when you do it, you should think, how is this going to work out long term? What are my plans? Am I ever going to exit this? What are we doing with the business long term? And how many people am I going to have working for me at different points? And how are they going to think about it? And you got to think about meeting their payrolls and what they're going to do with their lives. Because, you know, at this point, I've got employees that have been with me for 18 years. And I would have never thought that was going to happen, and to me, that I'd be responsible for these people. It's basically their career, but yet I have been. And so you have to think beyond just these are employees. You have to start thinking about it as like family type of thing. And, you know, they may not be in your inner family, but they're definitely part of your family. And they may not invite you to Christmas dinner, but they depend on you for Christmas dinner because you're paying for it. So, you know, you've got all that to think about when you start your own company. But all in all, it's a good experience. And, you know, whatever your passion is, try to follow that and do that. But make money at it. Find out what you're good at and try to make money at it. So that's my thoughts on starting your own business. I probably have more that I'll say at another time, but that should give you enough to think about before you pull the trigger on your business.